Detta har hänt.
None of your fucking business.
Rakt i halsen!
Garrett, you survived.
Rest in peace.
Be safe.
Lord Whitehill has arrived, unannounced and certainly unexpected.
I'm the new Lord of House Forrester.
Och så fortsätter det. Hej, jag heter Flixiekim här. Med Game of Thrones. Jag ser det fort, ifall han vill prata nu. Jag minns inte riktigt.
They showed up unannounced. Lord Whitehill is in a lather. I assume you explained to Lord Ethan why they're here?
Business with Garrett. I told him.
Lord Whitehill knows Garrett is a squire to this house. Or was, I suppose.
Was. It makes no difference. The Whitehills were clearly in the wrong, so don't give him any satisfaction. Out there you said you were the Lord. Now prove it.
Let's not do something rash. Things are bad enough as it is.
I can handle
Lord Whitehill.
Well said, my lord.
Now is not the time to anger Lord Whitehill any more than he already is. He's got 5 times as many men, and the backing of House Bolton.
Jag kanske borde få ett vad ska säga till
Stand up for ourselves. Only cowards and dead men roll over.
Jag har läst på lite. Vi kommer träffa en bad guy. Inte han då.
Lord Ethan, is it? My condolences for your father and brother. The late Lord Forrester was no friend to me or my house. My only regret is I wasn't there to drive the dagger into his heart myself. I've been waiting for this day all my life.
How dare
you?
I dare, and I'll do as I damn well please. And no bread and salt! What kind of fucking house receives a lord with no fucking bread and salt? You bloody amateur. No courtesies. I should have expected as much.
Apologize.
My apologies. Please forgive us.
Forgive you? Not likely. You Forresters have shit on us for generations. Well, now the Starks are no longer around to have your back, are they? We're the power in the north now.
Roose Bolton is the Warden of the North.
Aye. And we've been his bannermen for 5 fucking centuries. You
What's that?
Lord Ethan, you're losing
We
control
all
of
serve
this.
Bolton.
We all serve House Bolton now.
I'm not finished.
Fuck
Maybe
you.
If you hadn't been so fucking greedy with the ironwood, things would have been different between us.
You squandered your share.
Our share was taken from us. We had no fucking choice but to harvest what was left.
What is it you want, Lord Whitehill?
Det här känns inte bra.
Your man, the squire. We were minding our own business, keeping the king's peace, as his lordship here said, when your man attacked us for no reason.
Hear that? Attacked for no reason.
No reason. You murdered his family.
Then you admit it was your man who killed my men. And a pig farmer at that. How do you answer for your squire, Lord Ethan? He acted in your name.
How do you answer for your man?
Lord Whitehill. Your men murdered his entire family.
You lost pig farmers, not soldiers. Soldiers worth 100 of their type. Where's the fucking coward who killed my men? I know he's here. What have you done with him?
I took care of it. He received his punishment and it's done. He's gone.
What? Gone? That was my justice to deliver, boy, and you denied me of it. I'm not leaving until I have my justice. Now bring me the coward who did it, or you'll answer to Roose Bolton. What kind of fucking house is this?
A house of honorable men.
Lady Forrester.
You bellow like a wounded boar, Lord Whitehill. Have you forgotten your manners?
I mean no disrespect to you, my lady, considering your losses and all. But this is not over.
It's over when my son says it is.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming, Lord Whitehill.
Ethan is Lord of Ironrath now. By rights, his word is law here. If that displeases you, then I trust you can find the door.
That lad may be lord of this house, But Lord Bolton will have the final say. I'll send him a raven letting him know a Forrester man killed one of his own. That the new Lord Forrester lied to my face and denied me my justice. Then we'll see whose word is law.
We're in the right, Lord Whitehill. Remember that.
Jag vet inte ens om jag gjorde rätt. Det kanske är den sämsta lorden
He
ever.
kept his wits while Lord Whitehill lost his temper. A lesser man would have been rattled, but Ethan here held his ground.
You were brave, my son. But you'll need to be braver still when Ramsay Snow arrives to see you bend the knee.
Ramsay Snow
Prepare
heter
a raven. I need to send word to Mira in King's Landing at once.
Har jag läst på lite, han är den där bad guy. Jag ska inte spoila någonting i serien. Men här tänker jag taktiskt när vi väl kommer möta honom. Hoho! Ja, vad hamnar vi nu då?
Although just a handmaiden, she has Marjorie Tyrell's favor. And Lady Marjorie's betrothal to the king may be enough to keep the Boltons at bay. If it's presented to her as it should be.
Så vi har bytt karaktär nu. Vi spelar en liten tjej. Vars dröm är att bli drottning av Sverige. Jag vet inte. Vi har en kista här. En Ironwood box. Unfinished letter. Vad är det här då? Look at.
Asher sent me this coin to remember him. What a strange place, Essos.
Jag läser brevet. Read.
Father, much excitement here in King's Landing for the coming wedding. Lady Marjorie has proven to be quite popular throughout the city. I do wish you and Mother could come, although I know it would be impossible under the circumstances. I miss all of you, and I look forward to the day you can.
Jaha. Ett brev som inte är färdigskrivet.
It was very kind of Lady Marjorie to give this to me.
Fan vad du får
Once
saker.
belonged to Lady Elena.
Populär. Den här boken är väldigt intressant.
Ethan made this for me.
Ja, Ethan. Men det är fint. Det måste väl vara någon syster till Ethan, eller kusin. Eller någon släkting i alla fall. Jag kan inte den här familjeträdet. Vi hade ju lite någon kol så. Varför går det inte gå till så? Här, lyckat. Annars är det lite damm, koldamm.
Wonders made by man, by Lomas Longstrider.
Kan vi
A
läsa?
gift from Roderick.
Ja.
I hope to see them all someday.
Roderick lär ju inte se, han är död. Här har vi ut.
King's Landing.
King's Landing.
I wonder if it's sunny at Ironrath today.
King's Landing är det är... Jag känner till också det är någonting från serien också, va? Det finns i serien med. Letter from mother. Jag har ett brev från hennes mamma.
It troubles me to even ask this of you, but you must appeal to Lady Marjorie to intervene on our behalf. She is our best hope, and can be a powerful ally, especially now when your family so desperately needs her help.
Så ska be om hjälp över någonting. Eller de behöver hjälp. Det är väldigt krigat här. Ingen fara. Det knackar på dörren, jag ska gå upp där. Kom in! Open.
One moment.
Oh, sorry, milady. I didn't mean to disturb you. I can come back later if you'd like.
Inga problem. Lätt i mig.
No, it's fine. Come in.
Jag tyckte att det var så här elakt, så bara dra härifrån. Vad dra? Bra, gör ditt jobb. Slavarbete.
Begging your pardon, milady, but you all right? If you don't mind my asking, you seem rather upset.
I'm worried.
I'm just worried about my family.
Ah, letter from home, is it?
It's kind of you to ask.
Of course, milady. You've always been kind to me.
Please
Han ser
hurry
väldigt
if you
liten
can.
ut.
Lady
Ändå han,
Marjorie will be here any minute.
Of course, milady.
ändå har han så mörk röst. Ser ut att vara typ 12 med värsta baset. Of course. Han hamnar i målbrottet redan med 10 års ålder.
Marjorie? I may be wrong, but it seems like you do.
Perhaps you should come back later.
Ja, jag vet inte vad jag
Of
tror.
course, milady.
Han behöver inte lägga sig så mycket, men nej. Skulle jag varit snäll kanske? Jag vet inte, lite hård måste man vara. Jag fick panik där, jag visste inte vad jag skulle trycka. Tiden tog nästan slut. Där är hon!
Lady Marjorie, you're early.
I was hoping there would be time for us to talk. Come. There's something we
Absolut.
must discuss. From the day you arrived in Highgarden, I've thought of you more as a friend than as my handmaiden. A dear friend, in fact.
Thank you, my lady.
And you know how I feel about what's happened to your family. I feel your pain as if it were my own.
Ja, just det, hon behöver hjälp med.
What you've suffered is beyond imagining.
I need your help.
And your poor family as well.
I need your help, my lady.
Of course. And I will help you in any way I can. But there's another matter we must attend to first. You must understand there are limits to what I can say, especially here in King's Landing, now that I am to be queen. To have a handmaiden from the north whose family fought for Robb Stark. It raises questions at a time I can least afford. Cersei herself cornered me this morning outside the Royal Sept. She mentioned the northern girl in my service, and she painted you a traitor.
Va?
She was very pleased with herself.
Why would she do
What
that?
does she intend to do?
She intends to make you miserable, knowing that will make me miserable as well. She demands an audience. She wants an apology of some sort, for what I don't know, but she's waiting for us now, and I promised I would bring you to her. I wouldn't ask this of you if it were not important. I
What
cannot
will I say?
afford any conflict with Cersei with the wedding so near.
What do I say?
Find a way to appease her. Humor her. Tell her what she wants to hear.
Men hur ska jag veta vad hon vill höra?
See
Det här
if the
blir
Queen
svårt.
Regent is ready to receive us.
Hemlighet.
You'll be fine. I know you will. You may feel one thing, but you must say another.
Och nej, så att det jag tänker ska jag säga motsatta. Så då ska jag ta det motsatta mot vad jag tänker säga. Tänk om det går helt åt helvete. Det här känns inte bra. Åh, det är dvärgen där! Han är min favorit i serien. Och det är hon. Hon, ja.
You can do this.
Hon är ju en liten bitch. Dvärgen är i alla fall snäll. Sväll. Smullen. Snäll är han. Dvärgen.
Lady Marjorie. Aren't you looking lovely this evening?
Lord Tyrion. Your Grace? With your permission, allow me to introduce Lady Mira of House Forrester.
Börja stanna. Ni blir van.
Your
Det känns
Grace.
bäst.
The girl
Yes!
has her courtesies. Impressive. You may rise.
House Forrester is a northern house loyal to the king.
Are they?
I beg your pardon, Your Grace.
I wasn't talking to you. I want to hear from the girl. Is
Vad ska
her
jag säga?
family loyal to the king?
Perhaps you should ask the new Lord Forrester.
He's not here, is he? She is.
To the one
Your
true
Grace.
king.
To the one true king.
The one true king. Yet she didn't say which. The girl is clever.
She only meant...
I don't care what she meant. I care what she said.
Borde jag
I
sagt
won't
den här...
stand for impertinence from a girl of the North.
If you would give her the chance to explain...
Perhaps she can explain why the Forresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark for centuries. A house of traitors.
Yes,
agree.
Your Grace. They are traitors.
Jag tänkte ta det längst ner,
Starks
men...
were your liege lord, yet you name them traitors so easily. Is it any wonder you were so impertinent to ask which king deserves your loyalty, if you have any loyalty at all? Is your house willing to swear fealty to your new liege lord, Roose Bolton?
Roose Bolton also served the Starks, Your Grace.
And proved his loyalty to the crown by bringing their house to a swift and sudden end.
jag fuckar totalt det här.
Old allegiances are not easily abandoned. But now that the war is over, we must look to rebuild and forge new alliances. There are ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will need a steady supply of ironwood for his armies.
Jag
I'm
för den
told
här
there are
jävla
others who
ungen.
would happily serve that
Han är också en
purpose,
bitch.
but I trust we can rely on House Forrester.
Forster Ironwood does seem rather unique.
Yes, Your Grace.
It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening, wouldn't you? Ask any Lannister, and they'd do whatever was necessary to save Casterly Rock. It would be unfortunate to see another house lay claim to what's yours.
Yes, Your Grace. I would do anything.
Hon smilade. Var det ett bra tecken?
What would you have the girl do, Cersei? It's not as if she fought beside the Starks, wielding a battle axe for the Northern Army.
It raises an interesting question, I suppose. Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the war? Our dear Marjorie here was betrothed to Renly Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven Kingdoms. Can we fault her for her mistake? Should she be held accountable?
She gonna follow her heart.
I won't judge her, Your Grace. I wasn't there. I didn't face her decisions.
Aren't you a delightful girl? If only one could flit through life without ever holding an opinion of their own.
If there's a point to this, I hope you find it quickly.
Loyalty can be such a hard thing to define.
Jag är lite nervös här.
This city alone is filled with all
Tänk om hon
sorts of
dödar mig.
ambitious opportunists looking to
You are
reinvent
going to
themselves.
die.
Pretending to be something they're not. Who knows what lurks within their hearts? You are a girl from the north, here in service to Lady Marjorie. One can only assume her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question. And if your loyalties were to become conflicted between your king and the very person whom you serve, what would you do then?
I'm sure she
Let the
would...
girl answer the question. Go on.
I would be true to the king, Your Grace.
Well said. I was beginning to worry you didn't have your priorities straight.
Gjorde jag rätt, gjorde jag rätt.
She is a threat to the crown, isn't she? The most dangerous handmaiden in all of King's Landing.
My sense is this girl will say almost anything to get what she wants. Which is not very encouraging.
Va? Okej, lite sant.
I'd like a word with you if I may.
Jag säger lite
Of course,
vad jag känner att jag
yes.
behöver säga för att överleva. Det är ju nästan så det funkar i Game of Thrones. Man försöker överleva, man måste typ svika sina vänner.
I'll walk
typ.
you out.
Yes!
This may come as a surprise, but I met your father once, at the tourney at Lannisport.
Han är i alla
And then
fall
he didn't
snäll,
trust
så att nu kan jag ju relaxa lite.
We only spoke briefly, but your father struck me as an honorable man. You have my condolences for his loss. These would be trying times for your family, even under the best of
My
circumstances.
family's in
These
danger.
are trying times, my lord. My family fears what might happen now that the Boltons rule the north.
They must still answer to the crown. You shouldn't forget that, nor should they. That certainly took courage. To so publicly declare your loyalty to Joffrey for all to hear. Poor Lady Marjorie was humiliated, although Cersei seemed quite pleased. It was quite the first impression. I, of course, found it all highly entertaining.
I was trying to appease her.
I think that was clear to everyone. My sister and I have our differences. She takes great pleasure in her little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must find our amusements where we can. She threatened to give your ironwood to another house. It is the Master of Coin who decides such matters. The crown needs boats. Boats need wood, and I speak for the crown in this regard.
What are you suggesting?
What are you suggesting?
I suppose the crown could be persuaded to secure ironwood from House Forrester. Lady Marjorie might not look favorably on such an alliance, and it would infuriate Cersei. Although what would be amusing for me might prove rather dangerous for you and your house. Are you willing to risk that? It may be far too dangerous.
I'm
In
afraid
fact,
I can't.
forget I even suggested such a thing.
I'm sorry, Lord Tyrion. But it's a risk I cannot afford.
I admire your discretion. Now, if you'll excuse me, I promised Sansa I would join her for dinner tonight.
Sansa.
3 beautiful bottles of Dornish wine await my arrival. The mere thought of them makes me thirsty already.
I hope we meet again.
Nothing would make Cersei happier. Until then, be careful. This is not the North. King's
Sansa är ju...
Landing can be a nest of vipers.
Nej, jag ska inte berätta, jag ska spoila, men jag vet om en Sansa är också. Jaha, vad händer nu då?
Mira, I was worried. How was it? Cersei has a way of looking at you as though you're nothing.
Ja, jag vet, det känns inte så bra.
Didn't go very well.
I'm sorry. Cersei is known for being rather difficult. But at least it's over now. Lady Marjorie has spent the entire day working on seating arrangements for the wedding. Of course, you and I are seated way at the back, here with the 4th cousins and the 9th-born sons. Ah, Sir Jaime. I wouldn't mind tarnishing that white cloak of his.
Sarah!
What? It's true.
Geltag.
And Oberyn Martell, the Red Viper. I'm told he has a paramour, which I doubt is Dornish for wife.
He is quite handsome.
And quite passionate, from what I've heard. Perhaps Lady Marjorie could make the right introductions. Who knows? We might meet our future husbands. Although, marrying a king, I can only imagine what that would be like. Would you marry Joffrey if it meant you'd become queen? He does have a certain look about him, and he's always treated Lady Marjorie well.
I don't want to be
Which is
queen.
more than you can say for his mother.
I don't want to be queen, no matter who I'd have to marry.
Don't want to be queen? You northerners. You'd make a perfect scepter.
Tänk om hon kommer
I would
bli
marry
drottning
him.
till slut.
Imagine the power you would have as queen of the 7 kingdoms. I might even allow you to be my handmaiden. Let's see, who else should we marry off? Brienne of Tarth and Tyrion Lannister. What a perfect match! Sir Bronn and...
What are you doing?
Geltag.
Well? Sarah?
We're sorry, my lady. We were just having fun.
This is not a game. It's a battle plan. Allies and enemies can be made with every move. Yet they say it is men who are powerful. The Queen was pleased by your display.
Var det?
I'm just glad it's over.
Så jag klarar mig. Jag klarade provet.
King's Landing can be exhausting sometimes. There's always someone to please or some perceived slight to smooth over. I fear it will only get worse when I am queen.
Once they know your true heart, the lords and ladies will have no choice but to love you.
Do you agree?
Sarah's right.
Once you are queen, the lords and ladies will do their best to please you.
You learn very quickly. Your words to Cersei were brave, but I know you must fear what the Boltons might do to your family.
Åh nej.
I do appreciate your willingness to appease her, as difficult as it may have been.
Thank you, my lady. There's been something on my mind. Something important.
Ask for help. Jag behöver hennes hjälp.
I did have a favor to ask of you in return.
Whatever you wish to say, you can say it in front of Sarah. There are no secrets between us.
It's about my family.
I trust her. Go on. Ask.
Forgive me, my lady. I wouldn't otherwise ask this of you, but my mother insisted. It's about my family.
Ramsay Snow. What would you have me do?
My mother fears our family will suffer if Ramsay is left to do as he likes. She thought, if a raven could be sent to the Boltons to let them know House Forrester has the protection of the crown. I know it's a lot to ask of you, and I wouldn't otherwise, but she insisted.
That is no small request, especially now.
I know, my lady, and I wouldn't ask this of you otherwise. But my mother has left me no choice. She insisted.
Joffrey knows only too well your family fought for the Starks, and now you would have me ask him to intervene. Is the situation that dire?
You can't, my lady. King Joffrey won't like it. Just think how he turned on Lady Sansa.
I hope you understand.
My mother feels it is urgent, my lady. She's unfamiliar with King's Landing and its politics. I hope you can understand that.
Very well. I'll make your request, but I cannot promise anything.
Thank you, my lady. I will send a raven to my family at once.
Jag måste avsluta här nu. Perfekt. Kings Road, Wolfswood. Ja, det är han vi körde med när han ska till The Wall. Spännande, det får ni inte missa. Imorgon är det onsdag. Då blir det app onsdag. Jag ska fortsätta det här spelet, Agent Alice. Tror jag det heter. Så missa inte det. Och på torsdag blir det Star Stable. Sen blir det med Game of Thrones. Så missa verkligen inte det. Ha det så bra så länge, så hörs vi. Hej då!